Hello, Robin.
Hi.
Uh, you can you tell us a little about yourself?
Yes,
What was your life journey before the retreat? Yeah.
I'm been a elementary school teacher and a special educator for close to 40 years. I have a daughter, and I like teaching, and I love children.
What brought you to this retreat?
I've done lots of therapy and lots of meditation, but I've felt a lot of unresolved past issues. And when I get to a certain point, I feel blocked, felt blocked, and couldn't get past it. So I decided to try this journey to see if it could help get through some of the blocks and resolve some of my past issues.
You carried the effect of childhood trauma for 61 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell how? Can you describe how it affected your life and what you tried to do with it before?
Uh, so my childhood trauma involved a lot of abuse, verbal, emotional, physical, sexual, and it has really affected my trust in myself, my trust in other people, my trust in relationships. I've turned it into a positive thing by helping other people, but it has still held me back in my own development, in my own life.
You had tried 5 years of regress therapy before, yeah?
I did 5 years of regressive memory therapy in a supportive group, but I could only get so far. And then I would get blocked, and then it would make my life harder, and it made my life with my daughter harder. And it only worked to a certain point. I only got so far with that intense therapy.
What happened at that first time of your journey, the first day of your journey?
My first day, I very quickly met my 7-year-old self through an image that I have of myself dressed up to do a dance recital, but I could see the pain in her little girl face. So, with Dimitri's help, I was able to grow this girl within me and integrate it into myself. I'd always had a lot of guilt and shame about the things that happened in the past, and this little girl represented that, and I didn't want her in my life. I didn't want to acknowledge her pain. But through the mushroom experience and through Dimitri's guidance, I was able to become whole, become one person, and not have this hurt little girl acting out in this adult body, which was really what was happening. And I really felt at the end of that first journey that I had resolved a lot and felt like I could accept and love this wounded little girl, and I could go forward loving her and having her be part of myself, letting go of the past, letting go of those past experiences. Very much so.
Cool, great work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tell us about second day. You mentioned that you was connected to your spirit and how it was happening, what you feel.
Yes, and I have to say that Dimitri seems to be able to pick the right music and seem to really know what it was I needed to work on before I knew what I needed to work on. And we started the day with a Pachamama chant, and a wonderful woman, Mama Ula, was here.
Ora.
Ora was here. And she did a lot of work with my chakras and saw that my heart chakra was blocked, and literally put one of her crystal bowls on my heart. At that moment, I started to see all of the generations of women. My mother, my daughter, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my daughter's unborn children. I could see all 6, 7 generations all together, and I could see how they had supported me and loved me, and how they were supporting me and loving me in this moment and helping me get to this place of understanding my universal spirit as a warrior, and my universal spirit as part of the universal motherhood, and felt connected to all of those generations and saw all of their pain and what they went through to help me to the point that I'm at now. I still feel them at this moment as I'm speaking. I can see all of those generations and how they all belong together and how they've all led up to now.
Tell us about last day. What was happened? How you clean yourself from all these distractions?
I think my third day I was the most nervous. I felt I could still feel I had things to work through, and I was a little anxious. So one of the first things that happened in the beginning of the third trip was somebody gave me a feather, and I wasn't sure what that meant. And Dimitri said, try to find out what that means. And all I could think of was birds in heaven. And he suggested maybe this feather is a means to writing my story, to telling my journey through writing, which is something I've wanted to do for a long, long time. So through his guidance, I was able to see what felt like armor surrounding who I was, preventing me from being really my authentic self, preventing me from moving forwards. And I tried to get that armor into an object, and it wasn't easy. These defense mechanisms didn't want to go away, and they fought. And we worked with a couple of mantras, and then Dimitri did a technique called cupping. And with the cupping and with his guidance, I could feel these defense mechanisms melting and being released out of my body in a profound way and deep ways. Dimitri called it an architecture of defense, and that's what it felt like. And I feel right now on this 4th day that architecture is gone. And I feel a rebirth. I feel renewed, rejuvenated. I feel like issues that I've been dealing with for decades are in the past. It's going to take more time to completely process and find out how to live in this new new life. But it feels so freeing and exhilarating, and like I have just literally been reborn. That's what it feels like. I could not have done this journey without the guidance and the nurturance of Dimitri and Lita and Troy. All of the anxiety and all of the apprehension I had were held and understood and allowed me to move forward. I felt safe, completely safe and nurtured through the whole process. And that's what I needed. I needed to feel that complete safety through the guidance of the psilocybin, through the awareness of the psilocybin. It was it's been a profound, I believe it's going to continue to be a profound experience for a long time and really help me live the life that I've wanted to live. I could not be more grateful for doing this experience. I could not be more grateful to have found these nurturing people, this nurturing family to help me through this experience.
Thank you very much. What advice would you give to someone who is struggling with deep emotional wounds and considering a retreat like this?
Talk to Dimitri and Troy. Ask all of your questions. I was provided a wonderful journal before I came, and the journal was incredibly helpful for helping me think through why I was coming, what I wanted to achieve, what my intentions were, and how to process all of my experiences. So I can understand why somebody who is going through a lot of trauma from the past would be reluctant, because it's scary to bring up the past when you've spent decades finding ways to not deal with it. But I would say try it. A person could not be in a better, safer, more nurturing place. I say that from all of my spirit, all of my soul. That's what I would suggest, to talk to people, talk to Dimitri, talk to Troy, and feel the fear, and do it anyway, because you're going to be having the most rewarding, nurturing, loving experience you can imagine. At no time was I left alone. At no time was I left to feel afraid. I just felt nurturing love and support. I could not have asked for a better experience. I think one could go to another place that might do the same thing, but not have the same level of intimate, loving experience. That's what I think. I would say, go ahead and try it. You're going to be okay. It's going to be wonderful, more than you can imagine.
Thank you very much for such great testimonial.
My pleasure.
I'm great to meet you. You're a great warrior, and you go through this process with great power.
Thank you. I could not have done it without you, Dimitri. You're gifted. You're a gifted shaman, and it's my honor to work with you.
Thank you very much.